3,000 ducats. 'Tis a good, round sum. 3 months from 12. Then let me see the rate.
Well, Shylock, shall I be beholden to you?
You, that did void your broom upon my beard, and foot me as you spurn a stranger cur over my threshold. Monies is your suit. What should I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Is it possible for a cur to lend 3,000 ducats? Or should I bend low, and in a bondman's key, with bated breath and whispering humbleness, say this: good sir, you spent on me Wednesday last, you spurned me such a day, and another time you called me a dog. And for these courtesies, I'll gladly lend you thus much monies.
I am as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again and spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend me this money, let it not as to thy friends. For when did friendship take a breed for barren metal for his friend? But lend it rather as to thine enemy, who, if he break, thou mayest with better face exact the penalty. But I will now forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice times the value of this bond. Hie thee, gentle Jew. Footing, and then it keeps switching throughout the whole entire play.
Yeah. I played Shylock, and he's kind of one of Shakespeare's most famous characters. And when Nick said he wanted to do Merchant of Venice, I was ready to do that because the chance to play Shylock is kind of a big deal. And that's what I was excited about most coming into it.
Okay. Comments, responses?
I really like how you pulled the knife up at the end. And I was just wondering, did you know that they were going to put the knife back there? Like, when did you decide before that you're going to have a knife, or was it kind of like?
Well, we knew we were going to have, I'm not sure if it was Charles that suggested the knife, or Professor Reggio, but
Oh, that would be Charles.
yeah. Okay, well, it was Charles. And as far as
We just practiced that way, and we skipped a lot of the, I guess, major things of the scene when he offers out of his flesh. So I guess it kind of just accents what's going to happen in the rest of the play.
I really like the idea of putting Shylock beneath Antonio visually, like sitting in the chair, and then even when he gets out of the chair, the fact that he's still like kind of hovers below him. I thought that was, you know, as a visual person, I don't know, I thought that was solid. And then also the T-shirt too. I think the T-shirt's kind of.
a lot of thought actually went into this.
It's almost, it's close enough. Close to this, yeah.
I thought you guys did a nice job and you spoke really clearly, like it was easy to understand you, and you spoke as if you knew what you were saying, you weren't just saying the lines.
I like the use of props in this scene, especially the abacus, to like accentuate that you're a moneylender and everything. And even the whole desk, I really got the image that like you were sitting at a desk and he's talking to you about this.
I really liked the part where you got like really close together when you were saying that, Shylock was saying that, like, would a dog, a cur, lend money? Because it really like built up the tension.
Oh, I like the way, especially at the beginning, Nick, how you just kind of walked across a couple times, and it really sort of like builds up the tension that you kind of carry through the rest of the scene.
Jen?
I was curious too about the aspect of your scene that Brianna commented on. How did you arrive at that piece of staging that you got? What motivated the decision to get in his face like that?
Charles kept on getting in my face on Saturday. And after a few times we realized it was probably the most effective way to do it, especially when he's coming out and he's very humble and he's saying what Antonio's already done to him in the past.
Actually, going back to attire for a second, I didn't even think of this before, but it is kind of interesting, like the juxtaposition between what Nick's wearing and, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Mark's wearing. And it's kind of interesting because, like, I guess Antonio is supposed to be he's a wealthy merchant in the scene, and then what does that say about the fact that Shylock is wearing jeans and a t-shirt? Like, is he, the idea he's also supposed to be affluent as well. So I don't know. I didn't even think of it at first, but I think kind of the juxtaposition of the, two very different styles of clothing is kind of interesting.
Other comments? Jim?
Me? Yeah. I also thought it was very, I don't know if anybody else felt this way, but I thought there was a very interesting kind of transformation in the moment, though by being physically lower, Mark, the suggestion of status, of a lower status, was clear. When you took out the abacus, and you took so much time with it, suddenly it was as though the balance of power shifted. And I thought that was very effective.
This scene, I think, was a good teaching scene in lots of respects in terms of how to use found props and the props that are actually in the room. You'll notice we had to guard it very carefully, so when we turned it upside down, it wouldn't actually throw garbage all over the room. But this is the garbage can from this room. We had to persuade Michael to bring us another one for actual use later, and then I inverted it much earlier. The found knife was, of course, Charles's idea. That helped to determine the sequence of the scenes, because obviously Macbeth had to go first so that the prop could be on the shelf. And once Charles had realized there would be a knife there that nobody had actually decided to clear, then it seemed a very appropriate thing to use. So I think the lesson here is that while we're not doing whole plays, we're putting scenes together the way a photographer might make an essay out of photographs, so that there's a kind of rhythm. And one scene is able to kind of build a little bit on the other, even if it comes from a different play. It doesn't have anything particularly to do with that play. And I really like the notion of the found props. I must confess, Amazon's 2-day delivery netted us a prayer shawl and an abacus. An effective Amazon service, we would probably have had neither, since they weren't exactly lying around the room. But so this was kind of a combination of sort of looking for your best props. Originally, Mark was going to wear a red hat, which of course is Michael Radford's idea of what the Jews wore, and he uses it in the film. But we thought the prayer shawl would give him a better chance to kind of do his ducking and bowing kind of idea. Any other comments, John?
I was just wondering if Mark, when you put that prayer shawl on, it had any effect on you, personally, or as an actor.
I don't know about. I guess a little bit.
You're heading for Israel tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, when it came today, I think the teaching assistant to whom it was sent, Aaron Adams, was very charmed by the packaging, because it's on the outside it says the prayer shawl you prayed for. So there was a certain charm in the packaging. We were almost going to introduce the packaging to the scene. Any other last comments or questions?
Yeah, one tiny thought. It's interesting, isn't it, I think for all of us, that a simple child's thing, toy like an abacus, which could get a giggle, didn't.
Yes, I was struck by that. I thought it might, especially with its bright colors there, since it so visibly is a child's toy. Yeah, it's interesting.
But if we take it seriously, it is serious. So will the audience.
Well, I think I think these last two scenes, all three of the scenes have controlled the mood really well, and they've all been scenes that have not had the opportunity to take you to comedy, and laughs would not be what anybody really wanted. So thank you very much.